Drug smugglers have come up with several new ways to sneak drugs across the border, including vehicles, their bodies, and other creative ways. According to the New York Times author Ron Nixon, drug smugglers have had to come up with new ways to smuggle drugs across the border since border security has been increasing. But even with this increased security, there are still millions of pounds of drugs that are still smuggled each year. The first way I'll discuss how drugs are snuck across the border are by vehicles. Cargo trains, tractor trailers, and passenger buses have been used to move illegal drugs. Drug shipments are often painted green and hidden within crates with fake watermelons and fake limes. Drugs are smuggled through cars as well and are hidden in secret compartments, in door panels or the roof, gas tanks, tires, and even engines. They can also be hidden in glove compartments and inside of seat cushions. Planes have also been used to transport drugs. It is said that there are 534 occasions between 2011 to 2016 where planes may have been used to carry drugs. Boats, usually small speedboats, have been used to smuggle drugs across the border. There are 309 known attempts to smuggle drugs across the border between 2011 to 2016. But no one can be certain of how many drug smugglers are actually successful in their attempt. No one can be sure of how many boats actually reach shore or how many planes and cars were able to touch ground to be successful. According to Gil Kurlowski, former commissioner of U.S. Customs and Border Protection, the United States Postal Service can be used to transport drugs without even knowing they are. He said that we need better technology to detect fentanyl coming in. And he also said that they almost universally come into the ports of entry along the southern border. The next way that drugs are smuggled in is with people's bodies. People carry drugs on their bodies, such as in their clothes, to smuggle drugs across the border in ports of entry. According to BBC News, women who were disguised as nuns were caught with 4.4 pounds of cocaine strapped to their bodies at an airport. Wigs have even been used to hide drugs under them, along with fake body parts such as fake breasts, fake butts, or fake stomachs. Many smugglers will actually put the drugs inside their anus or vagina in order to smuggle them. They can also be wrapped in plastic, swallowed, and then collected through stool once across the border. There are several other creative ways drugs are stuck across the border. Smugglers will also dig tunnels across the border, usually to move marijuana. According to Ron Nixon from the New York Times, many tunnels are rudimentary. Others have lighting, tracks, and ventilation systems. People have used drones to drug traffic in an attempt to not be caught. Catapults have also been used to smuggle drugs. Patrol agents have found and dismantled a catapult that was used by smugglers in Mexico to fire 2 bundles of marijuana weighing about 47 pounds in total into the United States. Smugglers will also use air guns and shoot drugs over the fencing. In one case, agents seized more than 30 cans filled with marijuana that had been launched by air guns. Usually, the drug smugglers are from gangs or cartels, and that is usually how they are sent across the border is usually by vehicles. But usually, if it's one person who just wants to get something across the border, they will either do it vaginally or anally. And some people who are just desperate, I guess, can't get through with cars or anything, would just launch them with air guns and homemade catapults. So in order to make the catapults, what they usually use is wood or metal, and just like in a movie, they put it in, pull it back, and load it over the fence. Now this has been a lot harder due to the increased security, and they have had to get very creative with their smuggling because of all the increased security. Now, Gil Kurlowski states that the drugs that are smuggled in are usually methamphetamine, cocaine, heroin, fentanyl, and marijuana, but the ones that are usually smuggled over are fentanyl and cocaine. Those are the 2 most popular ones. Now, tunnels are usually used just for marijuana, but they can also be used to smuggle all the other drugs across the border. So drug smugglers have come up with 7 new ways to sneak drugs across the border, including vehicles, their bodies, and other creative ways.